Okay, everybody, I think we're ready to start. So hi and welcome everybody to this live product demonstration for our Ibexa partners. Today we'll be showcasing for you all the latest updates and improvements to the Easy Platform version 3.1 ahead of the upcoming public release. Just a quick reminder before we begin that today's session is being recorded and we'll make the on-demand version available for you via email and our partner portal. First, some introductions for today's presenters. My name is Tom Banks, and I recently joined Ibexa back in April as the Product Marketing Manager. Leading the product demonstration today is Sylvain Guittard, Ibexa's Director of Product Management, together with Supriya Bhargava, one of our product managers, and Bertrand Dunagier, Technical Product Manager. We're really excited to show you some great features and improvements the product team have been working hard on for version 3.1. Along with our recent company rebrand to Ibexa, this release continues the Easy Platform journey to evolve beyond our traditional content and publishing routes into a digital experience platform, or DXP. This includes work to better integrate our commerce and personalization capabilities into Easy Platform, with the aim of empowering businesses to deliver more seamless digital experiences at every stage of their customer journey. And of course, we haven't forgotten to make some great updates and improvements to our existing capabilities. So let's get ready to jump into the demo. Before we do, please remember to submit any questions you have during the presentation, and we'll try to answer them during the question and answer session at the end. Now, please welcome Sylvain to get us underway.
Thank you so much, Tom. Very happy to present you today this 3.1 release. And as a reminder of our release cycle, I wanted to have this slide. So as you know, we released 3.0 in March 2020, and in few days we will release the 3.1 version. It will be around mid-July. And in September, this is our target. Maybe some of you already know that we plan to have the 3.2 as a LTS in September 2020. So long-term support our fully integrated DXP with content, with commerce, and with the personalization. And we'll do indeed presentation of this long-term support release, fully integrated DXP. But let's look at the 3.1 and what is, we'll do a demo. And indeed, our first big feature of 3.1, as Tom presented, is commerce. As you already know, we bought this solution early January from our partner, Silver Solution, and we have been working very hard on this on the last 3 months to integrate commerce into Easy Platform 3.1. Our big change, like it was for from Easy Platform V2 to Easy Platform V3, same for commerce. We had to migrate to Symfony 5. It previously was Symfony 3, so we did this migration to Symfony 5. We also changed the backend, the front-end framework for the admin interface, and now on 3.1, a commerce component will use Bootstrap 4.4. So the same capabilities, the same components that you are used to are now available on the commerce side. So it will be easier for you as integrators to use commerce and customize and extend commerce, the commerce part. The migration, I just wanted to mention something about the migration from 2.5 will be for people using commerce on 2.5 will be easy. It's the same upgrade from Easy Platform 2.5 to Easy Platform 3. No change, same capabilities, same scope. And I will show you this right away. On this interface, This is what I will show you. So the backend is, so it's a 3.1 version. I can show you this on the dashboard. But it's 3.1 beta. It's the beta of commerce. And you can see that we have the cockpit. This is completely integrated, the new layout for the cockpit. We have the sales orders, product and sales with the best sellers. I created this instance yesterday, so it was. I don't have a lot of content items, but I was able to submit submit some orders. Order management works as well. Very, very similar. The only difference that we had, that we have on this version, is that the control center was an extra tab, and we moved it to this sub-navigation, and you can see the previous orders, the email archive, but also if you have the ERP that is integrated, you will see that here as well. And the price and stock management, it's also something that you can use. If I use this SKU, you will see that everything is working, stock management and shipping cost, everything. So same scope, same product capabilities. We migrated everything to Symfony 5. When you install commerce, you will also be able commerce from on Easy Platform. You will also be able to use the front end, the same capabilities that you can see here, the quick order, store basket. You can add this to the basket. You can go to the checkout. So this is indeed running on this this instance. I can put here still in Brooklyn, and yeah, continue to shopping, and you will see that invoice in the B2B market. I send invoice, I accept the term and conditions, and I can purchase this. And at some point, you will see this order confirmation. This is confirmed, and if I go to order management or the cockpit, maybe order management would have been better, but maybe clicking too fast. Yeah, I just received this new order. Same for quick order. You can put the SKU here and put like 3. You can put that to the basket, and yeah. So same capabilities compared to 2.5. The big work has been done regarding this migration to Symfony 5, same product capabilities. What is next for commerce? Symfony Flex, we want to provide in 3.1. It's not the case in 3.1, but in 3.2, we want to provide Symfony Flex for installing commerce on top of Easy Platform. So simplifying the installation of all our components, and commerce will be the first components to benefit from it. The checkout, the basket, the demo that I just did for the front end, those basic elements will be recoded using Bootstrap and provided out of the box when you install commerce. And much more we plan to indeed improve in the future. We'll definitely continue our progress and improvement on commerce in the next releases, especially targeting B2B commerce. That's about it for commerce. I will then give the stage to Supriya that will present the next big improvement about Site Factory.
So we're going to move on to the next feature, which is Site Factory. And let's So the very first version of Site Factory was released in version 3.0. And since then, we've made significant improvements to this feature. The very first one is defining a site skeleton. Second one is where you can actually selecting the parent location of the website in the content repository, and of course, more granular permissions while creating a site. So let's jump to the demo. Now under admin, you see that we've added a new link, which is site skeleton. But when I click on site skeleton, for demo purposes, we've already created a site skeleton. So this is configured by a developer. So in this example, we have a landing page with 3 sub items. So I'm going to create a site using this site skeleton. So I go to site, I'm going to create a new site. So I'm going to say, and I'm just going to copy paste this. So over here, you see the option of parent location. So this is where you make your selections. I'm going to say, I'm going to select reseller sites. So I want all my reseller sites to be under this folder. So I'm going to select this, and you have a toggle button here where you can either select, you can opt to use the site skeleton or not. So it's up to the user. And I'm going to create a domain. And I'm going to select a language in which I want to create. And so you see that we've all created a new website called Umbrella Corp. And I'm going to go to the content structure and show you how it copies the site skeleton. So you'll see that this reseller sites initially didn't have anything. So this is the new one, which is created, the reseller home. It just copies the entire structure over from the site skeleton. So this is the improvement that we have for Site Factory. And of course, the biggest benefits of this feature is significant reduction in time to market. You can quickly spin off websites using your design, and you can have a starting point. You don't have to start from scratch. You already have the structure defined. So it's a very quick turnaround. What's next for Site Factory is the first one is that ability to create user groups while creating a new site. That is, you can create a user group and assign permissions to them while creating a website. The second one is pagination on the main site page. And third one is bulk delete of websites. Moving on to the next one. So there have been significant editorial improvements. The first one being compare version. So we've added 5 more fields. So we support image, content relation, media matrix, and image assets. And what's next is page, form, and user account. So this is a very, I think this is a very important improvement that we've done, which is the way we manage or handle field groups. So we've added permission at the field group level. Just additional information, the permission is an enterprise feature. So in this, you can actually say a specific user can edit or view this permission, view this field group or not while editing. And the other minor UI changes that we've done in regards to a field group is you can, let me actually go to the demo and show you how it's done. So I'm going to go to a product which has field groups. and show how it's implemented. So this product has two subcategories, which is content and metadata. So this is what you see in content view mode. But when I go in and edit this, so you will see two tabs. So this is, I think, improves editors' efficiency significantly when you have a really long form to fill out, and it's quicker to switch between the groups and quicker to get your content ready. So let me go back. And next up is a few more admin UI updates. As you can see in this image that we've added filtering in the elements toolbar. So there's a small input field where you can type the name of the blog that you're looking for and filter the list. Next few improvements that we've done, which I'm going to demo all of them together, is first one is managing URL wildcards. Second one is saving incomplete drafts. And some of the minor ones are a new way to view your content in Universal Discovery widget and filters in trash. So let's go to the demo. The first one is a wildcard URL. So we've added a new link under admin, which is URL management. In the earlier versions, the link manager was under the content tab. So what we've done is we've moved the link manager under URL management and made it at the same level as the URL wildcards. So over here, you will be able to create URL alias for any of, like, for example, over here, you're creating a URL alias for media and images. So from this interface, you will be able to create it, edit, and delete all your URL wildcards. Next up is saving incomplete draft, which I think is a great improvement. So I'm going to create a new article. And so as you see, introduction is a required field. And when I click on save, you see the content draft has been saved. It doesn't throw an error. I can leave the work that I'm doing and come back to it. So I don't have to fill out my entire content item, all the required fields to save the draft. Next is a minor improvement in the way you browse. So we added a new mode, which is the tree. So you can just switch. If you are accustomed to using a tree, you'll be able to use tree in the Universal Discovery widget as well. And the final one, which I won't be able to demo, is finding content in trash. So now you can filter your trash items by content type, section, creation date, and create a name. As well as, so in the table, we expose the send to trash date. So you will be able to sort the table by this date. This is the end of my presentation. I'm going to hand it over to Bertrand.
Thank you, Supriya. So today I want to take you through the features that are aimed at developers. There are not as many as my colleagues have shown, but they're all fairly good progress, and actually all revolve around search. So excuse me, I will actually share the whole think so, yes. So everything in the technical ground, besides what Supriya and Sylvain showed, is around search. And I want to start with a small thing from the outside, because it won't really be used on the front end for projects, but it will be very important for the back end as well as for extensions developers. Until now, whenever it was we needed to retrieve content items or locations, to do so using filters, or if we wanted to sort them in any way, we needed to use the search API. And this had one major drawback. The search APIs, when using Solar, are asynchronous, meaning that newly created items or newly updated items may not be in the index yet, and deleted items may still be in the index. And therefore, in some cases, especially when the search index was under heavy load, we could get desynchronized search results, and that was an issue. So we have added a filtering API that, instead of searching for things, will let you filter for things. It's extremely similar to the search API, at least in the way it is used. It uses criteria and sort clauses, as you can see on the right here, exactly like the search API, but it will not use the search index. Instead, sorry about that. Instead, it will use the database, meaning that everything will be real time, and that data returned to the back office will be fully reliable. Of course, it can also be used for the front office, even though usually for a front-end application, a few seconds of delay is acceptable, especially with the benefit of the performances of the search index. But for back office extensions and for our usage of it, so for the universal discovery widget, the sub-items list, the content tree, it's going to make the back office more reliable and more robust when it comes to the data it shows you. The next feature about search is a built-in search frontend. So until now, in projects that required to have a search interface, and that is most projects, it was necessary to actually write a search route and controller and templates and implement that to match the requirements. We had that back in the Easy Publish days, and now we also have that on Easy Platform on the DXP. So for now, it's a generic search form that allows to filter to enter keywords, to filter by content type, modification date, and creator. But we will make it configurable to fit your needs. We intend, for instance, to add a widget system so that search forms can easily be embedded, for instance, in the top menu. We also want to add a search block so that a search widget can be integrated in a page from the page builder. So we believe that it will be one thing you don't need to do or do as much in your projects. I will quickly show you, well, it's exactly what I've showed you, but if I search for, well, I will search for a simple criteria because that's a clean install and doesn't have much content. But if I search for platform, I get my results as expected. So everything will be customizable in order for it to fit your projects. Now, last but not least, a very expected feature, version 3.1 will officially support Elasticsearch. So it will use Elasticsearch 7.7 or above. I will be showing it running on version 7.8. It also supports Elastic Cloud out of the box. It is also supported on Easy Platform Cloud. And well, it's simple to get started with, but I want to take a minute to explain why Elastic was an important addition. First, it was very expected and it was requested a lot. That's a fact. But also why? First, it is easier to develop with. It is also built on Lucene, like Solar, but it is better than Solar at searching in structured documents and tree structures. Structured documents and tree structures is exactly what we have. Solar is actually a bit better when it comes to full text, but whenever you need to search for related data, for keywords, for structured like parent, grandparent, children, and so on, Elasticsearch is actually easier to work with and more efficient. So we are really happy with this new feature, and we believe that you will also be happy with it. It will support everything that we support on Solar, the same criteria, meaning that it will be fairly transparent to use. And it is actually fairly easy to get started with it. So to get started with Elasticsearch, this is kind of what you need to do. Set the search engine to Elasticsearch in that release. This is assuming that Elasticsearch is running on the default host. It is the case for me because I just installed it using Docker in a few minutes without touching it at all. It requires one command to configure it. And then we just need to reindex the contents. And as you can see here, well, this query was actually executed with Elasticsearch, but it wasn't worth mentioning back then. But now I will search in our demo site for, let's say, kitchen. I will get my search results. But it could also be coming from any search engine. So I don't really have a better way to show to you that it's been executed using Elasticsearch than to look at the logs. And we can see here a request, and that request was sent to that host, and that host here is actually my Elasticsearch instance. You can also see that it took about 0.08 seconds. So Elasticsearch is fast. Don't expect it to be like much faster than what we had before. It's not really the point. The point is its actual feature set, and it's the place it occupies in modern technical stacks in web development and web projects. So that's it, Elasticsearch. And that's what I wanted to show to you.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Bertrand. So if we're all done with the live demonstration, I think we've got a few different questions that come in. So if I just read out the questions and then you guys can answer them. So the first question we got is around filtering API. So the question is, does filtering API support all criteria that are available for search API, or are there any limitations?
So first, it will not support full text search because it is not the point of filtering. It will support filtering for, let's say, all articles where the title contains DXP, but it won't support like searching for one word and getting all the items that contain that word. It's not meant for that search. For filtering, right now it doesn't support everything. But once it's stabilized, it will support the same filter set than we support with the regular search engines.
Sure. And then actually, I think this one's again for you, Bertrand, because it's following up from the first question. So will the admin UI still use search API or switch completely to filtering API?
Well, the search feature that I use for the demo will be based on the search system because it is search. But over time, everything should be migrated to filters because it will make the back office a bit more reliable in the asynchronous edge cases.
Brilliant. And search is obviously a hot topic. So regarding Elasticsearch, how hard would it be to migrate to Elasticsearch from Solar?
Unless some heavy customization was done, like on the Solar index and so on, if it's a regular index, independently of its size, it is about changing the configuration and reindexing to use Elasticsearch instead. And that's about it.
Fantastic. And then another search question. So can Elasticsearch index files such as PDF or Word files?
We don't have support for that yet, but it is something we will look into in the future.
Okay, brilliant. And then the last couple of questions, I believe. So this one is around site skeletons and site factory. Is it possible to use 2 site skeletons on one site?
You can use only one site skeleton per design. So it's a one-to-one.
Sure. So it's one site skeleton to one site.
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, and then questions coming. Does it need to be a developer to create a site skeleton, or can an editor or kind of advanced marketing user create a site skeleton?
So it has to be initially configured by a developer, and but an editor or a super user with enough permissions will be able to edit the structure.
Fantastic. And then just one more question that's come in now. So someone is asking, I just wanted to ask when the image editor feature will be released. Will it be in 3.1?
I can answer this question. Unfortunately, we had to postpone this feature. The migration of commerce took us more time than we were thinking, and especially for the front-end team. And I was recording the backend as I showed. And unfortunately, so far we are discussing the final scope of 3.2, and I know that image editor is like a long, a lot of people have been waiting for this. But the 3.2 is the LTS, and this release will have scope that will be a little bit smaller because the certification is a little bit longer. So we are not sure that we can, for sure, we will not be able to deliver image editor on 3.1, and I'm almost sure that we won't deliver on 3.2. It's right now on 3.3. Yeah.
Actually, as you were speaking, a couple more questions came in. So another search question: is boosting improved in comparison to the previous Solo implementation? So does Elasticsearch improve boosting in comparison to previous Solo implementation?
To be honest, I don't have the answer to that particular question, and I would need to check with the engineering team.
Okay, fantastic. And then there's a question about e-commerce, actually. So this one is a question about how easy is it to mix content and commerce with Easy Platform BXP?
So regarding commerce and content and commerce, the story that we have been telling. Right now, as you have two options for having this configured, commerce configured, is using the content repository, like I showed during this demo, where you can create products directly in the system. And this is where you can mix content and commerce very easily. The second approach that we have that was available on 2.5 is to use a PIM or ERP and push the data to Easy Platform using what we call the e-content. And this is still available on 3.1. That will be improved in the future, because in 2.5 it was not possible to use the universal discovery to browse the e-content. I mean, the product they were storing e-content. So this is planned to be improved, and regarding also the storage engine, we'll be improving the storage engine just to make it more flexible, more extensible, compatible with the external system, PIM, obviously, ERP, CRM. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you, Sylvain.
So actually, sorry, Tom, I can actually answer the boosting question because I just checked. So index time boosting is unsupported, but query time boosting is supported by boosting a particular field in a given query. That's it, so yes.
So the answer is yes, brilliant.
Yes.
Okay.
On query time.
Yes, fantastic, thank you for checking. So I think that's it for all the questions. Yeah, I think that's all of them. So that just about wraps up today's session. Thank you everyone for attending and for some great questions just now. Finally, before we go, remember, we do love your feedback. So if you have any further questions in today's demonstration or any feedback about what you'd like to see in Easy Platform, you can reach the product team by either dropping us an email with your comments to productmanagement@ibexa.co, or you can check out our product roadmap resource at portal.productboard.com/easyproduct. And there you can submit your comments and requests. So once again, on behalf of the whole team here, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.